And Represent Radio. Now, I told you that we were going to have a special guest on the show today, but I've actually got two special guests on the show today because they dropped their brand new single that's out today. It's called Wait. I'm joined by the incredible Nailah Blackman and Patrick. Nailah, how are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm so glad we can have you on the show. I've been a big supporter and a big lover of your music for a long time. I really think it's incredible to have you because you are really flying the flag for soca music and kind of just music as a whole in general. Like, females are really looking to Nailah Blackman as one of those iconic voices. So to have you here is a great pleasure.
Thank you so much. It really is a pleasure to me as well.
Oh, fantastic. But we're not just joined by Nailah Blackman. We've got the man himself, the incredible producer right here, Patrick. How you doing, mate?
I'm doing great. Life is good. Summer's coming. Lockdown's lifting. We got a song coming out. Yeah, doing good, man.
Man, things are very good because today is the release of the incredible track Wait, which we've just played a moment ago. And I love that it's a very, very different feel to maybe what people are used to from both sides of things. Like, Patrick, if you listen to your track last year with Wayne Marshall, that was very different to this kind of sound as well. So how does it feel to be kind of, branching out with versatility as a producer right now?
I mean, that's what I've always been about. I think I grew up in that generation, the kind of Spotify generation, where we're not really in a particular scene of house or drum and bass or pop. It all kind of merges together. And especially, I just love Caribbean music so much, like soca, I have Trinidad and dancehall in Jamaica. So it's just bringing that together with UK sound system music, which it comes from Caribbean culture to begin with, is
absolutely, man. Well, I'm glad that we've kind of come together with this incredible single, Wait. Nailah, you have been busy this year because this isn't even like one of the first songs out this year. Already we've had tracks like Farmer, Move with Woe, we've had Melancholy, Turn Up, and you've just released the Dance Monkey reggae remix as well in the last couple of weeks. So how has it been making music in a pandemic like this? You're busier than ever.
It's honestly been super fun. Like, I think I have more time to breathe. I have more time to think. I've written so many songs that are not yet released. And I just have pure fire coming for this year. So I'm so excited. I'm even super excited about this song because it's just different from what I usually do. And I always show my fans and my supporters different sides of me, not just all that they're used to. So 2021 has definitely been off to an interesting start. So that's great.
Definitely. It's the interesting start is what we love to see, because considering that we saw how 2020 affected the whole world, it's so good to see that we're raising the vibes up with a lot more Nailah Blackman music. And this track, Wait, before we even talk about the song, Patrick, I need to ask you, man, the artwork for this single release alone is absolutely incredible. Like, tell me how the story behind that. Who designed the artwork for this?
So that's my guy, Smutley. He's an Australian guy. You might have seen him. He does stuff for like Dylan Francis, Anna Luno, a lot of people in the UK. He does artwork for Deviation sound system. I mean, he kind of Caribbean, like painted posters and signs, which is kind of what he, there we go. Gully B rocking that same style there, which, yeah, he really brought together on that artwork. And yeah, for me, it just makes me feel like it's just summertime. I'm in the Caribbean and like we're seeing a sign for some amazing party, Well,
it's interesting you say it because obviously you are based in the UK, but you make such, I think the term would just be global bass music is what a lot of people have said over the years, really. I know you've kind of had a long-standing career, but the crazy thing is, like, I find that you're still one of the, like, for someone to have such a career at the age that you are, because you're still very young, I'd say, in the game of this one. How has it been for you, like making world music from a younger age?
I mean, same age almost. I mean, I'm 22.
Really? Oh my God, I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm 22. You're also 23, 22, right?
You're
21?
younger than me. I'm so surprised right now.
Yeah. So we can probably both speak on this, but yeah, it's been an odd one for me because I think I started going to events and making music before I was even legally allowed to drink. So it was like never about that party lifestyle for me. I was always just there working. And I think that can throw people off sometimes because they expect you to want to like stay out all night and take substances and party. But I was always just about the work. And yeah, it can be tricky sometimes proving you know what you're doing. And I mean, I quite often like I didn't even know how old I was. So yeah, it is what it is. It's fun, I feel a lot older than I am, I think.
I remember when we played at Neverworld Festival together in 2019, and oh, by the way, I want to say, anyone listening right now, massive respect to Patrick, who played for almost like an extra 2 hours more than he had to because the DJ that was supposed to be on didn't turn up. So that's one story about Neville. But also, I remember even then, Patrick, you were DJing for almost 3 hours in the end. I think I had a few bottles of Ray and Nephew on me. I was offering you, and you're like, no, I'm fine, I'm just working. And even then, you were still keeping yourself all about the business.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I enjoy the odd beer now, but definitely a few years ago I didn't. I used to be a straight edge dude, you know.
Ah, man, it's a healthier lifestyle to go. So, which I think is kind of incredible because obviously when we think of carnival, I think about drinking a lot of rum. So, Nailah, for you, how is the scene in Trinidad and Tobago been without carnival happening this year? Like, do you feel as if there's more of a responsibility to be making music to fulfill the people's expectations?
I honestly see it as like a moment in time to do what you want to do, because I think Carnival kind of dictates the content being created out of Trinidad and Tobago a lot, because, you know, it's a huge scene that everybody wants to be in. And, you know, usually, you know, when you sing a song with a topic about Carnival, it's super easy to be booked for all the fets and to be everywhere and to be the most played on everywhere. Everybody's kind of going for that road march. And now that they were kind of had an opportunity to do something different, to put out content that wasn't Carnival related, and that's what Soca needed more of, you know. So I didn't necessarily see it as a bad thing, but I would say I did miss the drama, I did miss the partying just a little bit, because it's just a vibe, it's an energy when you come to Trinidad or even like Notting Hill. Like, you just get this energy, you know, like it's unlike anything else. And I would say I missed that part of it. I missed the parading and whatever. I mean, I still did some parading myself, even though there was no carnival. I was like, come on, y'all can't stop me from looking cute. No, I'm not having it. But I did feel like, you know, it was kind of refreshing on the creative side to be able to not have something dictate the type of music that you make, you know.
Definitely. And I feel like you've really kind of done that this year as well. Like, obviously a few weeks ago we saw you do the remix of Dance Monkey in a it's called the reggae version as well. Like, what made you want to do that? Like, that was because that's kind of come out of nowhere. It sounds incredible, but like that's a very different approach to what we normally know your sound as. Like, how did that come about?
Thank you. I think Julian from Jamaica, like, he hit me up and he was saying that he was doing a reggae version to Dance Monkey, and, you know, he found that my voice was super similar to the girls. And I don't usually do covers, but I was like, you know what, I really like this song anyway, and it's something new to do. I mean, I have time on my hands that I usually wouldn't, and so I really like this song anyway. And I was like, let's do this. Woo! Yeah.
Well, it's definitely come together well. I absolutely love it. Added to my new music Spotify playlist on the release day. Like, that's the one I'm sharing with a lot of people. But I think that's so different to what we've done on the track today with Wait, which you've done with Patrick. So do you have a first memory of meeting Patrick?
My first memory of meeting Patrick would definitely have to be at my writing camp that I held in 2019 in Miami. We flew him out there to work on music for my EP at the time, The Real, which was really, really cool. It was such a vibe with so many different writers and producers, just like himself. And I mean, it was just chill. I think he came late. He didn't come from the beginning at the time. And we had talked to him prior about doing this song. We were working on this song prior, I think, to meeting up finally. So it was really cool when we just decided to link, you know.
I love stories like that, because Patrick, for you as well, you're making a lot of this music from the UK initially. So how is your work process to be able to go, like, you know, like, how do you even approach something like this? Like, I want to work with some of the biggest stars of the Caribbean, like Nailah Blackman here. So where does the drive come, and how do you kind of start facilitating the I suppose the output of that?
I think for me, I've kind of taken my inspiration on my process from, I mean, prior to pandemic, like making music and then traveling around touring it. But when you're touring, not just doing the shows and going home, going out and meeting the local people in that area who make music and really blending into their process and working with them. So it's always been to me about kind of experiencing other cultures and seeing how I can blend my culture with theirs to make something new. And doing that with Nailah, I think Wait started with Nailah not in person. I kind of already had the demo for the song ready, and we managed to get it over to Nailah, who at the time, I mean, I still am, but like was a huge fan of her voice and just thought it would fit the song so well. So I was just like, let's see if this can happen. I think I wrote, see if this can happen. And she was down to do it. And I was just like, so happy. And then I'll see the link up in Miami, make some music with like Team Salute and Nailah and all these different people. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been lit.
I love that these kind of things can happen. Like, even though we're on other sides of the world, everything kind of come together really in this modern day, which is just absolutely exciting. But, you know, you guys met up again 2019 at Notting Hill Carnival. So, you know, what was your favorite memory of that, Patrick?
That was a fun year. That was a weird year. I mean, I was just kind of chilling on, it was a Red Bull truck, right?
Yeah, Red Bull.
Yeah, I was chilling on the Red Bull truck, which I'm not going to lie is one of my favorite trucks at Carnival. Just watching Nailah play, watching Swappy play, and just having a nice time. I mean, I wasn't working like Nailah, so I was just chilling out and enjoying Carnival. I think it was the first time. I mean, obviously, I've been to many London carnivals, but it was like my second time watching it from a truck, which is always a fun experience. Kind of seeing all the people go on for miles is always fun. So, yeah.
So, Nailah, for you as well, when you're playing on the trucks, does it feel like work to you? Because it's such an experience to be up there.
I would say, like, sometimes in specific countries, depending on the setting, it might feel like work. But for Notting Hill specifically, I think because, you know, I've been to London and I haven't been there for Notting Hill. And it was my first time experiencing the actual carnival. And I just watched how flooded the streets were. Vibe, the music, you know, it was so much different to like Trinidad Carnival, whereas, you know, Trinidad has a lot more costumes, a lot more like, you know, segregation in terms of the band. It was just this whole long street just filled with people as the eye can see. And it was just a really different experience. So it didn't feel like work at all. I mean, I was having a time, like I was having a time, you know what I'm saying? It was so cool. Yeah.
Well, as someone who's from Trinidad and Tobago, which is the birthplace of Carnival, how does Notting Hill compare, not just in comparison in terms of like pros and cons, but like, is it something that you feel that is a very different energy at Notting Hill that you potentially might even like more than Trinidad? Or is there something that you feel like, that, you know, as Londoners may have done a good interpretation of it?
It's a whole different vibe from Trinidad completely. I would say it's something completely different, but it's still the same thing. And I really like the freeness of it in terms of, you know, like you don't have to like worry when you're coming out to Notting Hill if you're not looking like a baddie. I'm just saying, like, girls come out like just wearing the short. It's more like a festival if you're just wearing shorts and t-shirts. Whereas in Trinidad, we take our costume very seriously. If you're not coming out in full costume, don't come out at all. Like, we take this so seriously unless you're like literally making a disclaimer that you're a bystander. You know what I'm saying? Whereas everybody's just walking on the street wearing whatever they want. I mean, it's not just soca music playing, it's all types of music playing. Like, literally, I heard so that was pretty cool as well, because in Trinidad, when it's carnival, it's just soca, like it's soca city, soca land. So it was really cool to just see like other cultures being integrated within the carnival. And it was completely different, but it was uniquely great, you know. So I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm glad that we've done something well over here in the UK then. Patrick, for you as well, I think that's a really interesting take that Nailah found there as well. Like, Notting Hill, I think you and I would probably know it's very much a melting pot of a lot of different cultures, a lot of different sounds. And do you feel as if that's had a big impact on how you produce music today?
I would say it's had the biggest impact on how I produce music today. This song in particular, I mean, the original song idea in February of 2018, but it was kind of in the lead up to that year's carnival that the kind of production all came together, and it was very much kind of inspired by my excitement for carnival to happen that year. Just the feeling of the kind of like rumbling like subwoofers and like the kind of smoke from the like jerk barbecues in the air, and just that blending of like drum and bass, like drum breaks with kind of reggae guitars and like incredible vocals and UK funky and soca all blended. Like that's kind of what this song is to me. It's like, it's Notting Hill Carnival tried to squish into like a 3-minute like pop song, you know?
Well, man, it's come to this together so beautifully, because that's the one thing I really want to pick out, because ultimately this is a drum and bass track, which And I say that loosely because it's so much more than that. Again, it's got those different elements, it's got those different breakdowns that aren't traditionally drum and bass, but then it's got the drop like that. And for Nailah to be on this track, Nailah, was this like a very was the drum and bass sound kind of new to you? Because obviously over here in the UK, it's still a very big genre. Was this kind of something new for you to flow on, I suppose?
I flow on. I wouldn't say it was very different because, you know, I grew up listening to a lot of like UK music, like just like I listen to all kinds of music. So like, you know, when you listen to music, you sing along to it. I would say it was very fresh for me to do something like this. I've never done anything like this before, but I'm used to hearing styles like it. So it's not to say it was too far off I like and stuff like that. So it was really cool to have the opportunity to do that. And what I love that Patrick said is that it sort of has that reminiscence of like the jerk barbecue, like that smoke in the air. Like I got that visual when he said it, you know. So yeah, it really was something different for me, but not too far off from what I could see myself doing, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Definitely. Well, I think you just pulled together so well, because if someone says to me like, oh, I've got a drum and bass track here, I'll be like, okay, cool. It's like with Nailah Blackman, I'd be like, that's a very different approach to what people are used to. So I'm so glad that the pair of you have managed to put this body of work together, because I absolutely love it. So Patrick, when this first started, was it always a drum and bass sort of inspired demo, or was there other versions of this before you kind of came to the final product?
Oh, so many versions. I actually started this in Brooklyn in New York with this guy called Zach Cleaver. He's a really talented kind of producer and songwriter. And the first demo was kind of very down-tempo kind of, I don't know what genre it was, but it was just kind of a song. It didn't really have any kind of identifiable dance or pop genre to it. And then it was going back to London and just being around just, you know, the London culture that just made me like get those horns and that bass and that kind of like reggae guitars and all that just into it.
Well, man, I absolutely love how it's come together, because I remember a while ago you sent me a massive Patrick Demos zip pack of just loads of work in progress. There's a lot of unfinished tunes. And am I right in saying this isn't the only tune that Patrick and Nailah Blackman have done together?
There's another.
Honestly, we have such a banger coming. Like it's been great. We've actually shot the music video already. So y'all just gonna have to wait.
We cannot wait, because I'm already. Wait is such a huge track right now, so I cannot wait to see more Nailah Blackman and Patrick link-ups, because you guys just make a wicked duo as a performer and a production duo right here, because I'm absolutely loving it. And I know that one thing is the pair of you have both got an excellent ear for music. So, you know, you're on the Gully B show. We do the top 5 with the guest interviews. I need to know what the top 5 is going to be for Nailah Blackman and Patrick today. And I think ladies go first in this one. Nailah, do you have a song that just inspires you, that you absolutely love, that you just want people to hear today?
Yeah, I really, really love Ariana Grande's No Tears Left to Cry, because that's kind of like my vibe right now with this whole COVID-19 thing. Like, it's really thrown a lot of us for a loop, and me especially, just in my personal life, in my music life, everything. And I just have no more tears to cry about it. That's why I wrote the song Melancholy. So I really like this one. Yeah. And
you were saying that inspired you to write Melancholy. So how big an influence would you say Ariana Grande is to you?
Ariana Grande has definitely a vibe and skills. Like, I think I pick different things from different artists that inspires me to be like them. And Ariana, it would definitely be her vocals for me. Like, her as a vocalist, a vocal performer is next level. And I always aspire to be on that level someday. So yeah, she definitely inspires me.
I see you on that level already. Like, as soon as I hear a Nailah Blackman track, we know it's you. You have that iconic voice that anyone knows. Even if I never saw a song or anything, if Patrick just sent me a demo that just said like untitled track or something like that, and it had even a snippet of your voice, you'd be able to spot it out a mile away. And I think that's something that is very iconic for you as an artist, but also it's something that not a lot of artists can do. I know, Patrick, you probably know as well, we get sent a lot of demos from people, and if they're untitled, sometimes you can't pick who the artist is, but in this case, you know it's Nailah Blackman straight away.
Definitely.
So, Patrick, you're also a selector as well as a producer. You're kind of just like covering everything at the moment in terms of musical output. From a DJ's perspective, I need to know what's the kind of things that you're drawn for today. What's going to be the second pick today on the Nailah Blackman and Patrick top 5?
Well, leading on from talking about Nailah's voice, one of my picks is Kes and Nailah Workout, which is the first time I'd ever heard Nailah's voice. And also the first time I was at Trinidad Carnival in 2018, I think. And it was at, Nailah will have to let me know the name of what was the big kind of soca competition that happens before Carnival, where the new artists kind of compete.
Monarch?
Soca Monarch.
Yeah, Soca Monarch. So I remember I was at Soca Monarch, and the second Nailah came on stage and started singing this song, I was just like, who is this? You know, it's just like the most like crazy voice I'd ever heard. And yeah, from then I was kind of obsessed. I was just like, I need to do a song with this person somehow before she like becomes a bigger star, you know? And yeah, so, and maybe Nailah can talk a bit about this song too, because I know it's a really big song for her career.
Yeah, honestly, this song was the first song that I came out with, like my first ever release. And I had such a huge opportunity to do it with an established artist. And it was really cool because it kind of shaped like the direction of my entire career, because before that song, I was doing a lot more pop stuff, you know, and it just drove me full-fledged into soca music. And that song is really unique to me and Anson, my manager and producer, because, you know, we worked on a lot of songs together, but that was like our first baby. And yeah, it's still one of my biggest songs to this date.
Well, I absolutely love this one as well, and an incredible collaboration between yourself and Kez on this one. And it was so good to hear that track as well, because we actually had Kez back on the Gully B show in August for the Carnival special last year, and he was a great guest to have on the show. So I'm so glad we now have to have Nailah Blackman on the show to tell us about the other side of that project. So Nailah, for you, of course, you kind of said you started out with Workout. That was kind of your first breakout track into soca, and look how your career shaped since then. You are definitely the most in-demand female soca star in the world. So how is that sort of transition felt for you? Because I think it's pretty much happened in quite a short space of time.
Yeah, that transition was pretty crazy for me. Like, I would say I almost died, because the pace that soca music has is just so different. You know, I was just used to playing my guitar, being on small boom in every fret, like literally winding to the ground, and I'm like, I can't even feel my throat right now. Like, it was crazy. But it was so amazing, and I've learned so much as a performer. I've learned so much as an artist, and I say if you could survive Trinidad Carnival, you could survive anywhere.
100%. I totally agree with that as well. So I need to know, Nailah, what we're going for is your second pick, or the third pick on today's top 5.
Can I change my pick?
Of course you can. It's your pick.
Okay, I'm gonna change my pick to Turn Up with myself and TJ.
Yes, absolutely. Loving this new one. This is one that I've been keeping in all my Spotify playlists. And also, I just can't wait to be doing DJ sets again. I know Patrick would agree with me, because this is the one that all selectors could be drawn for. Mm-hmm. Nailah, what an incredible track that is. Like, how was it to work with an artist like TJ? Like, I love the Caribbean link up on that one.
It was super cool because, I mean, I've worked with Shansia before. They're all both under Romish management. So Romish hit me up and was like, you know, let's do a song with you and TJ. And we've been working back and forth on some music for a while. And then Static and Johnny Blaze, they had this rhythm for Carnival, and they sent it both to us, and TJ came back with this fire vibe. And I thought it was so reminiscent of Baila Mami, just like within it, you know what I'm saying? Baila being my second hit song after Workout. And I was like, you know what? This is like a whole new vibe of like me, the original Nailah, whereas I'm sort of transitioning and being different stuff. Doing this song with him was pretty cool. I love linking up with my Jamaicans. Like, we have such a love, and I love showing our unity within the Caribbean, because, you know, it's always kind of like, or Trini's here, Jamaicans there, or whatever island, and I always just like to like kill that status quo and just bring a more unity vibes. That's what soca is all about. So big up to Sadik and Johnny Blaze for this track right here, because it was really a whirlwind of works when this happened. Love it.
Oh, I absolutely love that track already. It's just one of my favorite soca songs of the year so far. So I'm so glad that you picked that one. And it's funny that you also referenced Shensia and Ramesh there, because this time last year we had Shensia as the guest on the show, and me and her were just talking after the interview. This wasn't even recorded. We were just talking about work she'd done, and I was saying how much I play soca music too, and she's like, "Oh, I just thought you were a dancehall DJ," and she was like, "So you like the track with me and Nailah?" And I was like, so she was like straight away like bigging you up to me a year ago, but obviously we were already playing the tracks at the time, and yeah, it's just so good to see like Shensia really behind closed doors. She's still shouting your name to everyone. You're like, you need to hear Nailah Blackman.
For sure, that's my girl. I absolutely love her. She's amazing.
Oh, she's fantastic. So then, I think we need to find out what we're going for as the fourth pick. Patrick, I know that you are a selector, so you've got some wicked ideas in your head. What do you want to go for as the fourth pick today?
Keeping it carnival, I'm going to go with Gold Dust for Shy FX remix by DJ Fresh and Miss Dynamite. This was a big one in terms of the jungle carnival vibe inspiration behind Wait. And I think it's just one of those classic British tunes that will never fail to ignite any kind of summer dance over here.
Absolutely, man. That is like the festival anthem. It's the carnival anthem. It is the rave anthem. You can go to so many different styles of UK British nightlife and hear this track in it. And I'm so glad that you referenced how it influenced this track, Wait, because when you first sent me the demo version of Wait with you and Nailah, I got those vibes straight away. I'm like, this sounds like what Shy FX and guys like DJ Fresh would do around the time of Carnival coming up. So I'm so happy to see that you've managed to carve your own lane with this one, and I'm so glad that you've referenced this track as one of your picks. As Patrick said, that is probably one of those iconic songs that will never die. You'll hear it at every single carnival, every single rave, every single festival, and it just brings me that UK summertime vibes again. So I absolutely just loving how this tune has come together in this one. So Nailah, did you ever hear a lot of drum and bass music like this in Trinidad and Tobago as well? Because I know that sometimes the UK styles can kind of go across the Atlantic a bit. Was that something new for you to hear?
We definitely don't hear a lot in Trinidad and Tobago. We don't necessarily play this types of music here on the radio as much, but I'm very versed to music all around the world, regardless of what mainstream people listen to here. So I'm definitely very familiar with the drum and bass field. Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're vibing into it as well, because the track Wait is absolutely incredible. So Patrick, I think I'm right in saying that you have got the final pick right now on the top 5. What are you going for here?
Me?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So another one kind of going on the inspiration behind Wait the song is Jessica by Major Lazer and Ezra Koenig from Vampire Weekend. I think when you listen to this, you'll notice kind of the similarity in that kind of falsetto vocal over kind of a reggae track, and just kind of really bringing all those dubby effects and delays like that reggae is just so known for to life in a really modern, weird way. Really inspired me on this song.
Well, I absolutely love that one. I love that you can reference that too, because when I hear tracks like Jessica, that falsetto voice is iconic to what Nailah Blackman is known for. Like the higher end of the frequency band is how we know your voice so distinctively. So I'm so glad that you've picked a song kind of along that kind of levels as well. And it shows you as a producer, Patrick, because I know you've got a lot of, not working with Major Lazer, but I know that you're close to the Major Lazer camp in some way. Am I right in saying that?
In some ways. I mean, I think I kind of got my first start in some aspects by Diplo playing my music on his radio show on BBC. And this song at one point was sort of on Mad Decent. I mean, I shouldn't say that, but yeah, this song was on Mad Decent for a bit. So yeah, it's like there's been things happening, and I'm good friends with a lot of people who work there, like Akira, and yeah.
Well, man, I'm absolutely loving this track right here, because this just takes me back to when I first started playing out. Absolutely just loving how that track came together. I'm loving how all the picks you guys have picked today can show how you've influenced this brand new single called Wait. Patrick, I'm so happy to see you here on the show as a fully fledged artist and producer, because you were the first guest I ever had on my show back in 2017. So to be here today working with someone like Nailah on such an incredible track, Wait, I feel like a proud father watching you at this point, man.
Look how far we've both come, and here's a Gully B show.
Oh,
all these amazing artists on your radio show, so we both come a long way.
We're loving it. So guys, we're still in the start of the year. We're still in March. So Nailah, what's coming up for 2021? Because I know that already you've had an incredibly busy start to the year. So what else have we got coming up?
Well, we have some ginormous collabs coming with African artists. I'm not going to let it out of the bag, but I'm doing a lot more stuff. And music, I mean, great music coming. I'm really super excited about this track and where it's gonna go. So y'all just gonna have to stay tuned. Follow me on IG, stay tuned to my Instagram at Nailah Blackman, and y'all gonna see it all. Yeah.
We cannot wait. Patrick, I need to know, man, because, it's been a year since you dropped Can't Fly with Wayne Marshall, and now we've got this incredible new track, which is very different weight with Nailah Blackman. What's coming next for you? Because I know that you've got a bag of stuff coming. I know you've got a lot there.
I'm definitely this is gonna be the one I ride with for summer, Wait, because I think it's worthy of that time to let it sit and simmer. But also I've of course got my Stay Free gang, also on Represent Radio. So once quarantine lifts, we'll hopefully be throwing some raves in Brixton. And so that's exciting. And making some new music once I can get out of my apartment and actually work with other artists in person. That's what I'm excited about.
Well, we cannot wait to see that coming, because I know anything that's got Patrick's co-sign on it is going to be a hit. And especially with the incredible vocal talent of Nailah Blackman, I want to say thank you to you both so much for joining us today on the Gully B show. This has been a fun interview too, because I've never had an interview where we're interviewing two people at the same time. So I'm so happy to have you both here today.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, thank you for having us. It's been amazing.